Usually when we talk about modern agricultural breeding, there's this uh, expectation of extreme precision. You cross plant A with plant B in a sterile lab, sequence the DNA, and boom.
Right. It's highly controlled and, completely predictable.
Exactly. But today we're doing a deep dive into notes provided by Nug Notes on Cosmic Boogie, the genesis of Santa Cruz original haze. And our mission for you today is to really untangle the foggy mythical origins of this foundational botanical lineage. Okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the initial spark in the 1969 Santa Cruz Hills.
Yeah, where a surfer known only as G basically took some Colombian Punto Rojo bagseed and just planted it.
Wait, bag seed? Like literally just a stray seed found at the bottom of a bag?
Exactly, just a leftover seed from imported red-haired Colombian cannabis. And what followed was a really loosely controlled, incredibly lucky open pollination with absolutely zero surviving breeding logs.
I mean, that's like creating a culinary masterpiece by blindly throwing leftover ingredients into a pot.
Yeah.
Like how can we possibly know the true genetics today if it was just an accident?
Well, what's fascinating here is how wildly the experts actually disagree on that pedigree, specifically because of that missing logbook.
Because researcher Robert Connell Clark claims it's a complex cross, right? Like Colombian and Mexican females with South Indian and Thai males introduced over multiple seasons.
Right, which implies a very deliberate, planned breeding project.
Which totally contradicts the whole casual surfer narrative.
Right.
And don't modern preservationists argue it's strictly a three-way Colombian line?
They do, yeah. They absolutely insist on it. But without hard evidence, both sides just rely heavily on unverified oral accounts.
Leaving a huge gap in the record.
Sure.
But we do know those tropical Colombian genetics directly dictated how the plant grew. We're talking towering growth, narrow leaves, and a grueling growing season.
Oh, brutally long. You had to grow it under glass just to finish the cycle in December or January.
Right, because the equatorial genetics were wired for a strict 12-hour light cycle.
Exactly. So the longer California summer days totally confused the plants. But, the payoff was this electric, clear high and 4 distinct color expressions: magenta, gold, blue, and silver.
Okay, so about that magenta expression, which was later dubbed purple haze, was that an actual verified Jimi Hendrix tribute or just a nod to the hazy headspace it caused?
Well, as culturally fitting as a Hendrix nod would be for the 70s, both of those origin stories are completely unverified lore.
Wait, really? Just a myth?
Yeah, mostly lore. Just like the modern nickname, the 4 Haze sisters, or the old myth about the plant bleeding red sap. I mean, it sounds incredible, but it's not a proven genetic marker.
So we have all these tall tales. But how do we transition from unverified oral myths to rare physical evidence? Like what actually proves the plant survived?
That would be the 1976 Cosmic Boogie poster. It was copyrighted by a grower named RL, and it's this rare piece of printed historical material tied to the lineage.
Oh, the one that gives us soil recipe and lunar planting advice?
Yes. And crucially, it targets a December 10th or 11th harvest, which physically proves that long winter greenhouse requirement we mentioned. And from there, Sam the Skunk Man took the preserved seeds to Dutch breeders.
Which turned a local Santa Cruz novelty into a foundational breeding pillar for the global market. So what does this all mean for you? If you go to a dispensary today and buy something labeled Haze, does it actually trace back to G and RL in those hills?
Often, no. Original Haze laid the foundation for major hybrids, but not every modern commercial cultivar sold as Haze actually shares that direct ancestry.
It just became a marketing tool.
Pretty much, yeah. The name outgrew its roots.
Wow. So an unlocked bag seed experiment by a surfer basically became the genetic backbone of a global industry.
It really did. It's a reminder that you can't engineer away chance.
Sometimes the magic is in the happy accident. Which leaves you with a provocative thought to mull over today. If a global botanical phenomenon started as a loosely controlled, unrecorded backyard accident in 1969, what other world-changing happy accidents might be quietly growing in someone's garden today, completely undocumented?